Hi everyone, it's Keely here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for today's video. You're probably wondering why I have got such a weird angle perspective on the camera, and that is because I got a delivery today and I wanted to show the person who will probably benefit from it. Look what arrived! Now, if you don't know, this shirt is one of the ones that Lee from Wicked Lee Goods has had made up. I've actually got two. I've got this one with the long sleeves, and I also got myself a little tank top one in the orange color that they do, and it's got the little saying on it. Let me see if we can get closer for you. Oh, there we go. That is the saying that she keeps saying on all of her videos. It's meant to be a take on how the New Zealanders would say, give it a whiz. Okay, so now that we have got that over and done with, let's jump into the soap making video. For today's soap, I'm using even more of those awesome goodies that Autumn from KAJ Bath & Body sent to me. Now, if you missed that video or not sure what I'm talking about, I'll leave a link up in the top right hand corner to a video called Hugs and Kisses, and I show this most amazing box that was sent to me as a gift. And this time round, we are going to be using the Island Escape fragrance oil from Off of Be Scented, and I'm going to use the blues and purples. Now, unfortunately, for what you may see is that the picture at the beginning of this video does not look like the soap that we actually make in the video, and you'll see why right at the very end. And it's a bit of a lesson to me that although I don't test my fragrances, I should actually test my micas first. Let's go and see what happens. Alright, so we've got our oils all done, and I have got gloves on. We've got clear ones on at the moment. I have run out of my nitrile gloves, and my supplier only has vinyl because at the moment, well, I was told all of their nitrile supplies are going to the hospitals, so which is fair enough, they need them more. So we've got clear vinyl, but I did find somewhere online for some nitrile gloves that don't cost $100 a box, so I have ordered them and we'll get those on the way very soon. But we're going to get this soap started. Again, I'm going to be using almost everything in this soap that Autumn sent to me, with the exception of some titanium dioxide. And I did also make my embeds for this one with a couple of different colors that I know work really well. So let's get this started by pouring in our lye solution into our oils. I'll mix it up and then I will show you which colors out of the micas that Autumn sent me that we're going to use. Okay, first of all, I'm going to pour off just a little bit of titanium dioxide into this one. About half a jug will do, and then we'll pop the stick blender in there so we don't contaminate our white. The first color I am going to split up, this is the Something Blue from Creations by Fitz. So we're going to pour about half a jug of that one, maybe a little bit more, because I do like that blue. It's beautiful. And the other color, this has really surprised me. Look at that beautiful, beautiful purple. I can't wait to see what this does in soap, because this one is the TKB African Violet Ultramarine. That is probably why it's gone that color, because it's an ultramarine and not mica. I didn't read that when I was doing that. That's pretty exciting. So I'm really keen to see what happens with that, because I've never used an ultramarine in my soaps before. I should have read that properly. Anyhow, too late. Let's pour it in to this pot. I really do like the color of that purple. Into the big pot, I'm going to use some Golden Emerald. This is beautiful. I will actually end up taking them out of these Ziploc bags, because I don't like using my micas in these, because now I've opened that, I've possibly got little bits of soapy oil and stuff in there, so I don't like doing it. I'm going to only go lightly on this one. It's got a beautiful gold shimmer. I don't want it to be too dark. Let's get these colours mixed in. I'm going to get my spatula out. Once I've got the colours mixed in, I am using some of the Island Escape that she sent to me, and it is beautiful. It is so tropical. It's got tamarind, mandarin, coconut milk and vanilla in there. It does say that you can only use this one at 4.5%, so that's what I have measured it out to, and it does have 0.42% vanillin. So I wasn't going to add it into the white, but at that sort of amount I may as well add it in there. We might end up with a beautiful creamy white, because, you know, the ocean can have nice creamy white colours in there. But let's get this all mixed in, and this is a be-scented version of Island Escape. Alright, that is all mixed in. I was just trying to decide as well how I was going to go about pouring this, but I think I'm just going to go for a really boring in the mold sort of drop pour and see what we end up with. Poured about half of that in there. Let's go for this beautiful purple, and I'm just going to, yeah, pretty much drop it in. This is behaving so well. It is so fluid. Smells really good as well. This is going to be a much darker sort of soap than what I usually do. I'm really looking forward to seeing what all these colours look like. Let's get a bit more of this one in, and I think we're going to have to leave it sit here for a little while to firm up before I can put my embeds on the top. So I'm going to finish pouring all my colours in. I'm contemplating whether to put a chopstick through it as well. Maybe not. We'll see. Completely cleaned out. I had to put these sticks under here. If ever you've caught any of my earlier videos, I've said that I'm pretty sure when we've put this bench in, like when my husband and I did it, who have absolutely no carpentry skills at all, I think we've mismeasured and it's on a little bit of a slant. So sometimes when I fill my molds up, when the soap is really fluid, they fill up down this end by a mil, maybe 1.5 mils more than what this end does. So I've got to kind of tip my mold back up to make sure I get a nice even soap. So I'm going to leave it sit here for about 10 minutes, then I can remove these and I'll come back and I will texture the top before adding on the little mermaid tail embeds. Alright, so I got a little bit impatient. I have had a bit of a play to make sure that this was going to be set up enough, and it is. So all I'm going to do is pop my spoon in and pull up that soap on this side, and I'm kind of trying to make a bit of a wave on just this one side of the soap, like so. I just need this to be the right consistency that it's going to hold that little wave peak, like so. Try and get one per bar here. Ooh, that's looking really good. Really liking how that has come together. And then I'm going to put my little mermaid tails on. But what I'm going to do is, to make sure that they stay fairly secure in the soap, I'm going to put them inside the wave. Now the difference with these little mermaid tails to ones I've made in the past is I have made these with cold process soap. So I am hoping that, unlike the melt and pour ones, that these will be a lot stronger, because the soap, I did alter the soap recipe just a little bit to make it a much harder recipe, so increase my coconut oil. Figured they were so small it didn't matter if it was a little bit more drying, which coconut oil can do, but it does make a beautiful hard bar. So I'm just going to pop them in there. Hopefully the tails will then survive, but it just looks like my little mermaid is diving deep down into that ocean wave. Let's make sure I've actually got these, seeing as I took so much time, within the lines, so we don't chop them after all of that. effort. So let's get that in there. I am also making sure that they are supported in that soap. So digging that one part of the tail down, and that really does help to stop the tails from breaking, whether you do them with cold process or with melt and pour soap. And when I made these, all I did is I made up a nice blue colour, and then before pouring my soap into the mould, I sprayed the mould with lots of different micas just so that it transferred onto the soap. I prefer to do it that way so it's more likely to actually stick to the soap than if I don't. And look, one of those tails has broken in my bowl. I do have some spare, so let me go and grab it. So hopefully my theory of making these with cold process is gonna work. Mind you, I did throw these in the bowl when they were only a day old, so that probably didn't help. These are now actually about 2 weeks old on the mermaid tails. I just wanted to give them that little bit longer cure time. So they are all in. I am going to use, I don't think I'm going to get, no, we won't do that because that's going to ruin that, but I'm not finished. Right, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use some of this shimmer green that was in my little stash there. I'm going to put just a tiny bit into the sieve, and that little bit there. Give it a really good dusting because I loved how it came up on that lick me all over with the red, and this is doing just the same. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, I will see during editing, but as this is touching, the green in that shimmer is really coming up. I'm going to add just a little bit more. This one does go a very long way. I'm going to get down in between the tails as well. And then we're going to add just a little bit of biodegradable glitter onto it too. So the one I'm going to use, even though we're doing mermaids, I'm going to use the Unicorn Kisses because it matches in with all those blues, greens and silvers that are in here, or the whites. And I am going to grab myself my little stick, still haven't had a chance to get out, and go and get a brush to sprinkle these on, but this is going to work just as well. This is gorgeous glitter. So I will be calling this one Mermaid Splashes rather than Island Escape, just because of all those little mermaids on there. I am loving these colours. Can't wait to see what they do after the saponification process. And look at that shimmer green on the top of there. That is absolutely stunning. Gonna leave it sit here overnight and we'll be back very shortly. We'll cut it open and we'll see what we've got on the inside. So those of you with a really keen eye would have seen in the initial photo at the start of this that the soap was white and we added in that beautiful golden mermaid colour, and it has all gone out of the soap. I am pretty disappointed because I have gone through the website and the mica is actually not on that website anymore. So it looks like it actually is not cold process stable, which is a huge shame, because now we have this cream soap. Hopefully the vanillin that is in the fragrance oil is not going to discolor it too much, because that was such a beautiful colour. It will work well in things like moisturizers or maybe even some of the creams and stuff. It does say this is not for bath bombs, so that is a shame that this one has not held in there. If you do have that colour, just keep that in mind. I did also have a bit of an accident and I knocked this one's tail off, so I'm not having a good time with this soap, but it does look like I have successfully lined up all of those mermaid tails, so none of them have been cut with the cutter. Let's see if we get on the inside if the other blue has held inside of this one. We're almost through. Thunk she goes. Let's grab one of these from out of the middle and see what happened on the inside. Nope, and even that blue has gone. That was something blue I used in there. That is such a shame. That must be what this brown is. I have no idea whether that is the mica that has done that or whether it is something to do with the fragrance oil that it's not liked. What I'll probably have to do is do up some test soaps to see how they work, because that is such a shame, because they were beautiful colours. And if you caught the previous video, the Lick Me All Over, the colours that I had, the other ones that we used from Creations by Fitz, actually did work. And look at that, that is such a shame. We have got curly whirlies in there. That would have been so nice. So yeah, the white's held, that purple has held, which was the TKB Ultra Marine Violet, I believe it was. It was the African Violet Ultramarine, so that's held really well, but the two blues in this have just completely disappeared, which, yeah, is such a shame, because there is some beautiful swirls in this one. It will still go up onto the website for sale, because it is still quite a pretty bar, just not quite what I was hoping for. Maybe we've just got a really, really rough day out there on the ocean, and all of the sandbars have all been stirred up, making the water go that sandy colour. But you can see all of those curly whirlies we would have had through this soap. That is such a shame, but it is what it is. I will just make a note down though. I will actually do testing in some little sample bars just to see whether it was the fragrance oil that it reacted to, or whether it really was the pH level of the soap, because I believe that is what makes the micas actually morph, is the pH levels. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated on that. But the other colours that were sent to me have worked really well in cold process soaps. So it's just these two blues that haven't. So I hope you have enjoyed watching as I made the Mermaid Splashes soap. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. And until the next video comes out, I hope you have a good one, and I will see you then. Bye.